Welcome, lads. I have experienced the very real pain of feeling like I'm an absolute stick figure, and no matter how much effort and pain and sacrifice and discipline I put into this journey of just trying to get some muscle on me, it all seems like it's for nothing and it won't work out. But there was one key thing which I was not doing, which as soon as I started doing this and putting my effort into just this one thing, all those doubts, those questions, those, am I even gonna do this? This is all too much. It all went away because this thing cannot lie to us. And so that's what I'm gonna share with you now. So let's level this for a second. Let's get real. Lifting hard is not really enough. Eating a lot is also not really enough. There is one key link we have to whack in the middle there, keep it all together and force ourselves to make progress. And what is that key link? I'm so glad you asked. That key link, my friends, is something called tracking. Because when I think back to when I was in that point of pain, I wanted nothing more in my life than just to get some size on me. The one key thing that was missing was tracking the stats, which cannot lie to me. Because the things that led to me getting out of the gym, the things that led to me stop trying to eat so much and go through this pain was the fact that I felt like I wasn't making progress. Because what was I looking at? I was looking at myself in the mirror. I was looking at the weight on the scales. If I didn't gain weight one week, I'd think, how is that possible? I ate so much and I was crying with effort in the gym. Where's it all gone wrong? Because I was looking at things that lie. Our eyes can deceive us when we look in the mirror. The way we feel that day dictates the way we're going to go in and work out in the gym. If we're feeling good, we might think we're making progress. If we're feeling bad, we might think we've lost weight. So we've got to move to the things which cannot lie so we can actually see if we're making that real progress or not. Because if we're not making that progress, we have to adjust. And if we are making that progress, then we can relax. We can calm down a little bit and say, well, actually, I can see this is working. If I stick with this for 6 months, I'm gonna be jacked, so I don't have to stress and worry and fret about it all day. And so I wanna tell you now exactly what you should track to make sure you're getting where you need to be. And there's 4 things we're gonna track. First one is body weight. Second one is calories. Third one is protein, and the fourth one is your weights in the gym. They all work together, so you must track all 4 to make this work. Body weight, we're gonna track this every single day. We're not gonna do it weekly because as humans, we have a lot of weight fluctuation. The amount of water you drank the night before can drastically shift the scales. So we're gonna weigh in every single day, same time every morning, same morning routine. If you normally go to the bathroom in the morning, weigh yourself after the bathroom and make sure you're doing that consistently. So we're trying to get the most accurate body weight representation as possible. Once we've done that for 7 days in a week, we're gonna take the average of those 7 days, add them all together, divide them by 7, and that's our body weight for that week. And we need that body weight because we're gonna base our calories and our protein intake off that body weight. Body weight sorted, we move on to calories. For our calories, I simply want you to track how much you are eating in that first week. You can make an educated guess using many free online calculators on what your calorie intake is likely supposed to be. And what I want you to do is eat that amount for a week. At the end of the week, if your body weight has not gone up by 500 grams, you have to increase that calorie amount. And you're gonna keep increasing that week after week until you hit that sweet spot of a 500 gram gain. When you do that, keep eating that same amount of calories till you stop gaining so much weight, and then just keep increasing it because we want half a kilo of body weight per week. That way we can still get plenty of muscle on, not just fat. Calories sorted. Third thing we need is protein. Only thing I track is calories and protein. I couldn't care less about carbs. I couldn't care less about fats. I couldn't care less about, have I had the correct servings of everything in the food pyramid? Calories and protein decide our weight and our physique. Protein again is super simple, and we're going to reference our weight for this as well. All I want you to do is eat 2 grams of protein for every kilo of body weight you have, or 1 gram of protein for every pound, depending on the system you're using. So as your weight increases, you increase your protein, but that's it. 2 grams, 1 kg, protein is sorted. Fourth and final piece to really force our transformation is tracking our weights in our progress in the gym. If you haven't already, download a workout tracker on your phone. I use one called Strong. Put all your exercises in there, your sets, your reps, your weights, and we're gonna have to do this because we need to make sure we're forcing progressive overload. Over time, our numbers have to go up. If our numbers go up, our strength goes up. If our strength goes up, muscle comes along with that. When you're training, make it super simple, use rep ranges. So a lot of people do 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 8, depending on the exercise, I want you to decide on a rep range for each one. So instead of doing 3 sets of 12, we would do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. That means if you can squeeze out 8 reps, fine. If you can do 9, fine. If you can do 10, fine. If you can do 11, 12, that's all good. But once you can do 3 sets of 12, 12, 12, we're at the top of that rep range, and so we add more weight. And when we've added that more weight, so long as we can get minimum 3 sets of 8, that is fine. And then we're going to keep increasing those reps. We're going to try and get an extra rep in at least every single week until we hit that 12 again, and then it's going to increase. If you're a little bit lost with the complexity of training, because there's so many different sciences, different methods, different rep ranges, tempos, exercises, blah, 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 training splits, all that, I will link the training program which I currently use and the training program that I use to gain 20 kgs of size, with most of it being muscle. I'm going to put it in the description. It's got all your exercises, 5-day-a-week program, and it's got the rep ranges in there that I just spoke about. So if you start tracking these 4 things, A, it's going to force accountability, and B, if you stick with it, you will know that you're going to succeed because the numbers are in your favor and the numbers don't lie. So long as you're sticking with it, you know you're going to win, and there's a tremendous amount of relief you can gain from that. So in conclusion, if you are not tracking, you ain't serious. Start tracking, watch it all change. You can thank me later. So I hope you love this one, lads. Smash like, subscribe, drop a comment, let me know what you thought. And as always, gentlemen, I will see you in the next video.